Ximam the frequency. They say the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing, but I've looked at the wiring. It's all one circuit. They don't want the house. They just want the insurance on the rubble. The team is headed to Islamabad, a suitcase full of peace, a promise on a paper trail to make the friction cease. But then the water ripples and the steel begins to slide. The ship is seized in transit, nowhere left for it to hide. Tehran looks at the ledger and they see the double hand. One palm is reaching outward while the other takes the lane. The seizure wasn't the static, was the signal in the wire. You don't offer a glass of water while you're lighting up the fire. The talks are dead in Tehran before the breaking of the dawn, while the ghost of every broken pact is haunting all our coast. It's a scripted collision, a design within the flaw. The piece is just a curtain for the grinding of the jaw. You send the diplomats to talk, while the sailors take the prize. The next supplies, the smoke is rising right before our eyes. Yeah, the machinery is hungry, and the engine needs the heat. So you sabotage the table, just to keep them in the street. See, a machine is built for what it does, not what it says. And this engine's been running since my grandfather's days. It's a functional sabotage, a circuit in the wall, padding a piece to fail so the guns can have the call. Asset seizure is a scalpel in the hands of a ghost, cutting the thread before the knot can even be proposed. If the talks actually worked, then the budget wouldn't grow, and the men who sell the thunder wouldn't have a place to go. The ink is made of oil and the salt of mother's tears, drafted by the same old hands in a dozen different years. It's not a glitch, it's the feature. You can't sell a shield to a man who isn't afraid. So you make sure the talk fails before the first word is whispered. The talk was the cover, the seizure was the point. As Lee Mack said, I already knew the structure is working exactly as intended. The logic is heavy, it's weighted in lead, a self-fulfilling prophecy of blood in the bread. Invite them to talk just to prove they won't come, after you poisoned the water and salted the drum. Islamabad is waiting for a team that's bringing ghosts between the promise of the word and the weight of the yoke. They don't want the peace, they just want the permission to watch the horizon go black in the sky on a mission. The gears don't grind by accident, they move with heavy grace to keep the world a killing floor and keep us in our place. It's a scripted collision, a design within the flaw. The piece is just a curtain for the grinding of the jaw. You send the diplomats to talk, while the sailors take the prize. The night surprise, the smoke is rising right before our eyes. Yeah, the machinery is hungry, and the engine needs the heat. So you sabotage the table, just to keep them in the street. The ship is in the harbor, the table's in the dust. The engine's running smooth on a gallon of mistrust. I already knew the collision was the point.